Power English.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen Joe.
And I'm Cameron Word.
Hey, Cam.
Hi.
Your beard has gotten quite dark.
It has, yeah.
It has. Is that your normal color?
Yes.
Like your hair color?
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, I have had, I guess, blonde hair for a little bit
And
now.
then you got it colored again.
Right,
And then I kind of forgot about your original color.
Yes.
Okay.
That's true. Yeah, so it's dark. That's usually how you can tell. So people who have real blonde hair, they usually have, if they're a guy, they'll have like a blonde beard, but they'll almost always have blonde eyebrows, right?
Yes,
or light brown eyebrows. If you see someone with blonde hair and dark eyebrows, you know it's fake blonde.
Oh, that's right. That's a good test.
So I'm fake because I've got fake blonde. So
you're such a fake person.
I'm so fake.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm 0% real.
All right, we're talking about noisy neighbors today. It would be cheaper to move.
Yes.
이 이웃들이 너무 시끄러운 거예요.
Yeah.
So it would be cheaper to move. I mean, 이사 가는 게 더 쌀 것 같아요.
Oh, why?
I don't know.
What are the options? Are they going to fight? Or do something to try and solve the noise problem?
There could be a lawsuit. There could be...
소송할 수도 있다고요?
Yeah, but, okay. And this thing I want to mention, that when you see this dialogue, this is a very American situation.
Yes.
Yeah. So in Korea, we kind of just somehow deal with the situation. But in America, it's very common for people to file lawsuits, which is 소송.
Yeah, to sue someone,
to
right?
To sue someone, yeah. So I just want you to keep that in mind.
Okay.
Okay. If you feel like you're talking to a wall,
yes.
How do you feel?
You feel like you're having a conversation, but the other person is not listening or doesn't really care about you. So you might as well be talking to a wall because you're not getting an answer from them.
Got it.
That's the feeling.
Right. So 많이 답답하겠네요.
Yeah.
Okay. At the end of one's rope.
You're at the end of your patience. You're at the end of... You've tried everything and there's nothing solving the problem. You don't know what else to do.
What else to do? You've tried everything. Go down that road. I feel like these are street instructions, like directions. Go down that road and turn right. So
this is not necessarily talking about a real road, but a path you would take in the sense of a direction because of a decision you've made. The direction that your actions will go.
Okay, so we're not talking about a literal road, but a kind of direction that you're going.
Yes.
Okay, you'll see how this is used in our dialogue. Let's go ahead and listen.
When I lived in that noisy apartment, I couldn't complain to the city. They were following the laws about when they could and couldn't work.
I tried to talk to the apartment manager, but it was like talking to a wall.
It sounds like you're at the end of your rope.
I am. And I'm tempted to take legal action against the apartment management company.
I know you're frustrated, but do you really want to go down that road?
No, because it would be cheaper to just move.
You can find our power dialogue on page 86 of our PE textbook. The noisy neighbors. It would be cheaper to move. Let's see why it would be cheaper. Chad says, when I lived in that noisy apartment, I couldn't complain to the city. They were following the laws about when they could and couldn't work. Okay? So, Chad tried to help. There was nothing that he could do.
Right. Remember, outside of Chad's apartment, there was construction.
Right.
So he tried to complain, but the construction workers were following the law.
Right.
Like, it was noisy, but it was during the time that they were allowed to work.
Yes.
So couldn't do anything about it.
That's right. And so Maria says, I tried to talk to the apartment manager, but it was like talking to a wall. So the apartment manager, I guess in Korea would be 관리사무소.
Yeah.
right? But usually in America, there is kind of that one person who's in charge of the apartment complex.
Yes.
But in America, though, the apartment complex is not as big.
Right.
Right? Yeah, so that's why you would have an office here in Korea. Okay, so it was like talking to a wall. How did it feel?
It felt like the the apartment manager was not paying attention to you. They didn't care. They weren't trying to solve your problem. They were just giving that, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
We'll see. We'll see. Okay. We'll give him a call.
Yeah. There was no real response, no real answer or solution.
Right.
So there is no difference between that and talking to a wall that isn't going to say anything.
Right. So when you have a complaint or when you have a frustration and you want the other person to listen, but if there's no reaction, yeah, it is like talking to a wall.
Yeah.
Very frustrating.
Yes.
So what does Chad say?
It sounds like you're at the end of your rope.
Okay. Important expression. Because if you are at the end of your rope, it means that you've tried everything.
Yeah, you have no more options.
Nothing else that you can do.
And, you've also lost patience.
Yeah.
It's like, I've tried to just be patient and not say anything. Then I tried to find a solution. I don't know what to do now.
Right. So when you've reached the end of your rope, you really have tried. You've tried many things.
Yes.
But it didn't work.
Right.
And that's why you feel like it's hopeless.
Right.
Okay. So Maria says, I am, and I'm tempted to take legal action against the apartment management company. Now, Maria says that she's not going to, but that she's tempted.
Yes.
Tempted, tempted to do something.
This means you see something and you think, ooh, that looks good. I might want to try that.
Okay.
Right? So temptation, the noun, is yuhok, right?
Right.
It's like, come here, do this thing.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm tempted to means like, oh, this option looks good. I haven't done it, but, I'm considering it. Yeah, and that consideration she's taking is legal action, potentially suing that neighbor.
Okay. 소송하는 거예요?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'm tempted. Doesn't mean that she's going to do it, but it's because she is going crazy.
Yeah.
And no one is helping her.
Right.
I think that's why. Okay. What does Chad say?
I know you're frustrated, but do you really want to go down that road?
Okay. So Chad is being understanding. I know you're frustrated.
Yes.
Which is saying, I understand.
I understand, but. So this is a great way of saying, like, I know your position. I understand what's going on. But you also want to say, I don't think you should do that, though.
So there's a second part to this pattern.
I know you're frustrated, but please be careful.
Okay. And he's saying, not be careful. He's saying, oh, but do you really want to go down that road? This can be very confusing and hard to understand. So in this context, which road or what direction are we taking?
So the road that they're talking about is the legal action. It is the suing, right? But by saying go down that road, it's the feeling of taking or making a choice that you will not be able to take back. Once you start that, you will have to go on that direction. So if you file a lawsuit, if you sue them, you don't get to just stop in the middle.
No.
You will have to go
all
to the end, right?
Which is going to be a lot of money and headache and frustration.
So Chad's saying, do you really want to start that? Because that might be a long and difficult thing to do.
So do you really want to go in that direction?
Do you really want to go down that road?
And it's not a good direction. Okay. And Maria says no, because it would be cheaper to just move.
Lawyers are expensive.
Oh, I mean, lawyers are expensive in Korea, but in America, it's like maybe even double or triple.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and listen to that one more time.
When I lived in that noisy apartment, I couldn't complain to the city. They were following the laws about when they could and couldn't work.
I tried to talk to the apartment manager, but it was like talking to a wall.
It sounds like you're at the end of your rope.
I am. And I'm tempted to take legal action against the apartment management company.
I know you're frustrated, but do you really want to go down that road?
No, because it would be cheaper to just move.
It is time for Power Note. We're on pages 88 and 89. If you feel like you're talking to a wall when you're speaking with someone, it means that it seems they are not listening to you or they don't care about what you're saying, okay? Did you ask your boss for a raise?
Yeah, but it was like talking to a wall. He kept checking his phone the whole time.
It's so rude. If you're talking to someone and they're not listening and doing something else.
Yeah.
That's not nice.
Yeah. That is one of my big pet peeves. I'm talking to someone and they're looking at their phone.
Or they're looking somewhere else.
Yeah. I mean, so if it's just for a couple seconds or whatever, sure, fine.
Yeah.
But like,
phone.
if you need to look at your phone, just say, wait a second.
Let me check
something.
Right.
Look at it, and then we can continue our conversation. But just like, yeah, like they're you can tell they're not actually listening to you.
That's right.
I just want to slap them.
Yeah.
Just back.
Yeah, I understand. That's why when I am eating dinner, eating out with my son, and he's looking at his phone, I'm not ordering food. I'm like, you put that phone away.
Oh, yeah.
We put our phones away.
No phones at the table.
No phones at the table when we're eating. No. Okay. Talking to my little brother is like talking to a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess. It depends on what kind of brother you have.
Yeah, what kind of, sibling relationship you have.
Right. Maybe your younger brother is irresponsible, they're little, they don't care, so it's like they're not going to listen to you.
Yes.
What other situations can we be in where we feel like we're talking, to a wall? It's when you're talking and they just don't respond.
Yeah. So, I mean, even something like customer service. Like, let's say you have something wrong with your phone, your cell phone, like your cell phone bill. It's like way more expensive. Right. And you call and you're like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
And they're like, that's what the bill says. You got to pay it.
Yeah.
You got to pay it.
Right.
And you're like, no, this is not the correct charge. And they're like, that's what it says. You've got to pay it. That's the feeling. It's like you're trying to explain something. You're trying to get someone to do something.
And they don't understand.
They either don't understand, they don't care. Or they won't let you do what you want to do.
Right.
It's just
it's a very, very frustrating experience. I'm sure we have all had those situations, especially when we have a problem and they just don't get it.
Yeah.
You explain 10 times, they don't understand. Okay. And that's why you feel like you're at the end of your rope.
Yes.
It means that, you have lost all patience and energy.
Right. And it's because you've tried to do something, anything, to fix the situation.
Yes.
But you've run out of options. You've run out of ideas.
Yes.
I've tried A. I've tried B.
Right.
I've tried C.
Yeah.
Nothing is working.
Nothing is working.
I'm at the end of my rope.
Okay, I'll give you a fun story after we read the example sentence. Okay, how is it going taking care of your sister's kids while she's away?
I'm at the end of my rope, and it's only been 3 days.
Yeah.
Those kids are crazy.
They are driving me crazy.
Oh, my gosh.
That's the thing. When you see them for a day or an afternoon, it's wonderful. But try taking care of kids for a week.
Yeah.
That's a different story.
Oh, my gosh. My niece and nephew, I love them so much.
Yeah.
When I visited them, though, they would, come and talk and play or whatever.
Yeah.
My sister would say, okay, it's been an hour. You guys are getting annoying. Go away. My sister would say it to her own children.
That's great.
She knows it's like, that's enough.
That's right.
Yeah.
The bartender was at the end of his rope with all the shouting customers.
Oh, yeah.
They're just so loud.
Yeah, if you've worked in a restaurant or maybe even if you worked retail, like a clothing store, Have you done that type of work?
No, I have not.
At some point, you're just at the end of your rope. Like, there are certain times where it's just awful to work.
It's awful. It's so loud.
Sunday lunch is the worst.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sunday lunch.
Why?
Okay. It's because where I'm from, everyone gets out of church at noon and immediately goes to restaurants.
Okay, for
and
lunch.
they're hungry.
Oh, they're hungry.
Because, they've been in church for a few hours.
Right.
And then they go to the restaurant and they're like, we want our food now.
Oh.
And they all come at once.
Understood.
So you get like 100 people in your restaurant, a big American restaurant.
Yeah.
And they all want their food. It's so hard.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll tell you my story about being at the end of my rope.
Oh, yes.
Okay. This was my dilemma with my dog, Scotty, and cutting his nails.
Yeah.
Now, Scotty has like black nails. You can't see where to cut or not. And he hated it. And so I had to cut his nails so that he can go walking because they were getting too long.
Right.
I was at the end of my rope, and then you offered a suggestion and saved me.
Oh, the harness. Yeah, you hold him up by the harness.
Yes.
It's like a hanging harness
like a hook.
thing. Yeah,
and he can't do anything.
He can't move. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go down that road means to go take a particular course of action.
Yes, you made a decision, and now you're going that direction.
Okay. Who do you think is prettier, me or Amanda?
You want me to compare my two closest friends? I refuse to go down that road.
Okay. Meaning, I'm not going to answer.
No, I'm not.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, if you say that, once that person says, oh, you're prettier, or Amanda's prettier, someone's going to be mad.
Right. My sister used to be a model, but she won't go down that road again.
Yeah, modeling is not...
Yeah, she's not going to go in that direction again.
Yeah, not going to do modeling anymore.
No, not anymore. That's right.
Let me tell you, it's not... I mean, I haven't done it, but I have friends who are doing modeling.
Yeah.
It's not a fun job.
Oh, no. I would never.
They don't get money. They don't get paid.
Yeah, and then they have to the upkeep.
Oh yeah, it's so much stress. You never know how much you're going to make every month.
Right.
It's a tough job.
It sure is. I know your but, which means okay, I understand, but I have to say something else.
Yeah.
Okay. I know you're angry, but don't yell at me.
I understand you're angry, but hey, yelling's too much.
Okay.
I know you're busy, but can you spare 5 minutes?
This is a great pattern.
Oh, I use this one all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're busy.
Yeah. I know you're busy, but...
I know you're doing something, but... Can you help me?
Okay. All right. Our power vocabulary today is the word tempt. T-E-M-P-T.
Yeah.
유혹하다.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And there's a definition on page 90. Make sure you stop by 오디오 어학당. All you have to do is pay a very small fee and get access to so much information.
Yes.
Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.